We are starting Technology Tuesdays at Cheatham, so I will record what we do each Tuesday and send it to you guys on Wednesday. We decided to go back to basics and review some tips and tricks that are in Notebook that you can use. This will be helpful for those of you that, especially for those of you that just got your smart boards or getting them right now. So there's lots of different tricks that you can do to make a lesson interactive. And we listed them all right here. Pull tabs, hiding answers, infinite cloner, the magic box, and then of course there's lots of stuff in the lesson activity toolkit. This is a cartoon I found and I thought it was funny, and what I did was whited out part of it to show you that you can take any picture or words and color over it with the color it is, and then reveal it to your students, or have your students reveal it just by using the eraser. Pull tabs, something we've talked about before. There are some already made in the activity toolkit that you can use. You can have the kids do math problems. If they forget, then they can always pull out the formula. You can really take any picture, and with grouping the text with it, can make any picture into a pull tab. There's different ways to hide your answer. Again, you can use the eraser to reveal answers. You can use the magnifying glass. And this is just you're ordering all the objects so that it shows through. You can click the box to make it disappear, or just move the box. You can hide answers behind pictures, pretty much whatever you want. You can use the table and insert the cell shade, so each one has a separate shade. You can click here and do it to each one, or the next slide shows you how. And there's a video here that you can hit play and it'll show you how to create a table. Here's where I use the random word chooser, and these squares are actually found in the activity toolkit. And what it does is it picks a word for you, and then they can try to find the word by using the definitions. It's just a fun vocabulary game, something to use the vocabulary words. The clone button and the infinite cloner is another good tool. Clone will just make an exact copy. Infinite cloner will let you keep creating copies. So like if you want to do an activity like this, you'd want to use the infinite cloner. So if the little arrow, when they click the object, there's the infinite cloner, and that way you can keep adding to them in more than one problem. Here's another way to use the infinite cloner, is if you want to do a math activity and just have all the numbers at the bottom. You can even write the problems. You can even infinite clone written. It doesn't have to be text. You can just grab the pen and write something and infinitely clone that. The magic box, this is also with grouping and ordering, putting some things, send them to the back. So if you want all the parallelograms in this box, well, the circle isn't the parallelogram, so what you're doing is you're ordering it and sending it to the back. So that way it disappears. And the parallelograms you're bringing to the front. This is a fun game. Grab a number and slide through the tunnel to determine the operation. So if you're taking the 3, going through the tunnel, and it comes out as 9. So you're asking the students, what did you do? And you could have different operations. 26 into 13. What did you do? 5 to 15. The trick behind this, the tunnel is just, it could be any picture that you wanted it to be. What's happening is, it's the color. So you have two numbers either in the same box or grouped together, so that way when you cross one, the other disappears. Let me see. And this one is not grouped, they just put one box and matched the colors. The magic pen, a lot of us know that using the magic pen, after I think it's 7 seconds, it magically disappears. But two other functions that you can use with the magic pen is if you draw a square or a rectangle, it will magnify what you have. And if you draw a circle, it will make it bigger. And you could move it around to highlight whatever it is you want to highlight. The other tool is the shape recognition pen. So when it recognizes what shape you're trying to make. It'll even make your lines straighter. Don't forget about the screen capture and the page recorder. You can take the pictures of the page, record what you're doing. Here is an example of a page recording. And then it's recording whatever you do on the page. Then you can stop it and play it back. You can pictures, sound, different files. You can add them to notebook. If you ever want to attach something, if you want to create links or hyperlinks or put files in here, if you're going to send it to someone, you definitely want to attach it, so that way whoever they are, they can access it as well. And here's how you do that from the paperclip. Don't forget about the lesson activity toolkit. It has lots of interactive and the multimedia things, the random group choosers, the random student, anagrams, word guess, word generator, all kinds of different things in there. And then also, let's not forget about Smart Notebook Express. This is to where your students can see your notebook files. So if I have this on my webpage, so let's go to Cheatham. Faculty. Go to mine, Michelle Phillips. And then I just do Smartboard lessons, and whatever we're studying at the time, I give the directions on how to do it, and that way all they have to do is open this, save the file onto their computer, and then they can go to express.smarttech and open it, so they can see and work on the activities at home. If you're doing great things, if you're using these things, send them to me. We'll create a technology newsletter that we send out with all the great things everyone is doing, because we want to share, and so that we're not all trying to recreate what we're doing. Here's another activity that I love, and you can do it at the end to see how you did it. You can also have students ask questions, and it's infinitely cloned. So each one, if the students have a question, then they can move their post-it, and they can just write their question right on the post-it. And then we've talked a lot about the exit passes, or do this before you leave, or something you learned today, the reflection pieces. Well, now they can even do it using the smartboard. And students love to use the smartboard, so they could come up and write whatever they want on here. You could use it to, for younger grades, bar graphs. You could color code you could do whatever you wanted with them. This is one of my favorite new things that I've discovered. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I hope this is helpful.